Hey, good morning, everybody. Paul over here at Styrene Relics. Um, I got something I want to throw at you guys, and I want you guys to be a part of the making. I have lately been kicking around the idea of starting my own group build, and I want you guys to be a part of the making on it. I want your input. Um, you guys familiar with the gentleman's race? It's uh, it's a group of guys that have early race cars, and they race on the beach on the sand in New Jersey. Every year it's done. I believe last year they canceled it because of bad weather, and it's pretty cool. It's I got the thing right here. I'll be looking down here because I'm looking at their web page because they got quite a bit of rules, and I want to run 'em by you guys and get your input on it. But they say their cars must be 1934 and older. Um, so that gives you a time frame on the kind of cars that we're looking at. If you're not familiar with it, Google it. Uh, Go there first, and then come back and listen to this channel, my channel here. I want you guys to know what I'm talking about if you're not familiar with the gentleman's race. They try to keep everything period correct as much as they can. I kind of want to do the same thing, but with us being model builders, our selection is a little more cut. You know, we don't have as open a field as they do, so I want to open it up a little bit more. So let me throw these out at you guys, and then you guys respond. Let me know. I'm not going to start this right away. That's another thing I want to ask you guys is when it would be a good time to start. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. My birthday is March 11th, and I'm thinking about starting it then. But I'll make an announcement when I finally do cut this thing in stone. What I want to do is I want to call it the gentleman's build. Okay. I want to change it up a little bit. Their ruling says 1934 and older. I'm thinking 1940 and older. Okay. Because we don't have, like I say, we don't have the kind of cars, you're not going to find any 1934 and older Plymouths or anything like that. So I'm going to try to open this up to make it a little bit easier. First and foremost, let me say this. They say everything has to be American made. Not here. Okay? So you guys that are overseas or down under, wherever, I want you guys in on this as well. Okay? So if that means Citroens, Bugattis, Stutz, all that kind of stuff, absolutely jump in. I want everybody to be part of this. So let's just take a look at their rulings. I'll throw them out there. And it sounds like a lot of rules, but it really isn't once you really stop and sit back and think about it, because we want to keep it as period correct as we can. So what we do is, what we're listening at is, they say 34 and older, I say 40 and older. Okay? They're saying 4-cylinder V8s, anything 1953 and older. I'm going to say 1954 and older. And the reason why I say that is we can pull 6-cylinder engines out of the Bel Airs and use those, put two carbs on them. We can split manifold those. 54 and older on the engines, or on body, or on hop-up parts, I should say. That will also open up for the Hemi Firepowers. I think those were built from 51 to 58. Does that sound right? The first generation. Want to keep everything as early as possible. So I'm going to say the engine and everything up to the hop-up parts and engines and everything up to 54. That includes the transmissions too. Uh, they say gasoline engines only, no alcohol, no nitro, and no diesel. I'm all for that. I don't. I think we already keep that. It's just strictly gasoline engines. Uh, let's see. No disc brakes. Another thing that I want to throw out here, and I think is kind of cool. Let's say no alternators, generators only. We want to keep this looking as old period as we can. They're saying no 15-inch wheels, 16, 17, and 18-inch wheels only. All right. Now we're building models. Okay, so not everybody's going to have an old Cadillac or whatever kicking around. So let's say yes, you can use 15-inch wheels. But what I'm going to say is no mags. Okay, it has to be a steel wheel and no holes. Okay, a solid steel wheel. In other words, you can't run a rally wheel, a GM rally wheels or anything like that. It's got to be a solid steel wheel. Let's see. The paint. They're saying you can paint them. You can leave them primered. You can leave them barn find, whatever. No rat rods. Okay, we're not doing rat rods. We're building old race cars. Perfect example. You guys, again, shut off my channel. Run over to Papa's model car room, and he built that early dragster. He used the little coffin as a body and modified it and everything. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Something in that line, okay? In early drag cars. It doesn't have to be a dragster. It can be a coupe or whatever. Okay. They're saying you can use seat belts. You have seat belts in them, but they have to be painted, or we're painting them black or dark green. That's the typical stuff for the period correct is what we're after. You don't have to have them. I'm not gonna force you guys to do that, but it'd be cool. We want to make them as close as we can. So let's see, helmets, and we ain't worried about that. Okay, numbers. They run numbers, and what these guys do before the race, you send a picture in of your car. They judge it, make sure that everything's right for the period correct, and they'll assign you a number, and then they'll mail that to you. I'm thinking what would be cool is you guys tell me if you're in or not, and I don't care what you build, and you tell me if you're in or not, and I'll assign you a number, and that'll be the number that you put on your car. Okay. They're saying you have to have it in 3 places. I'm saying just 2, 1 on each side. That's all I care about. And why I'm going to go with a number is because I'm going to have a drawing at the end, and I'll have a giveaway. So that's and it's a special giveaway. So I'm not going to give that up just yet. So I'm going to keep that a secret. It's not a model or nothing like that. This is a gentleman's race, so it's going to be a gentleman's build, and I want to make it special. So I'll have a special giveaway, and so that's how we'll do the numbers. They assign numbers. What I'm going to do is the same thing, but I don't care what you build. Just stay within the rules that we got going on, and I'll have them posted. And I'm not going to do anything until I get feedback from you guys. I want to know if this sounds good, or if you got another idea or whatever. So, okay, let's keep rolling. They say no headlights. I don't care about that. You guys can run headlights if you want. They say no white wall tires. I don't know. Now, they're running on the dirt, so they're running treaded tires. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think about white wall tires. I really don't care. It can go either way for me. I think since we're building these in scale, let's just say that it's going to be run on asphalt. So if you want to run a white wall, I have no problem with that. If you guys think different, let me know. Because I want this to be part of your build too, part of your group build, you know. So, all right, let's keep going. No fenders on hot rods. Unless it's an early teen. Well, let's see. I don't know. Again, you guys let me know on that because I don't have a problem with running fenders since we're going to be running this on the street theoretically. So I don't care about that. I do agree with this. It says no stock body sedans or closed cab pickups unless it's heavily modified. All right. I want this to be a group build that everybody has to scratch build something. Okay. Don't let me scare you here because it's easy. I'm going to go along with this, and I want everybody to have a stab at it because I want everybody to get out of your comfort box, and I'm doing the same thing. So, I'm going to say it has to be a styrene body, no resin bodies. Okay, so it has to be modified. All right. Now that, in my mind, since we're running scale builds here, if you want to drill holes in the trunk lid, it's modified. If you want to chop the top and drop it straight down, that's obvious, a modified. If you want to take a 32 and cut the roof center out where the vinyl was, and, excuse me, and put popsicle slats in it, you know, that's modified. Excuse me, guys. So I'm going to be real open on that, real easy. I just want to make sure that everybody uses a styrene body and it has some kind of a modification done to it. Because that's how you learn. You just try new stuff. Okay. Reproduction parts. Okay, yeah, they're saying everything has to be, looks like old stuff, has to run the old stuff when possible. That's obviously what we're going to be trying to do. Finished all around in a square. Okay, if you're going to build a dragster, you got to run round pipe, or it says square pipe too. No cages, but if I read in here, if you're going to build an open roadster or a dragster, you got to have the hoop above the guy's head, okay, or at least to the top of his helmet, okay. So I have no problem with that. So if you're going to run an open build, a dragster or a roadster of any kind, you got to have at least one hoop, a 2 or 3 point roll cage, at least. Okay, I think that's good. If anybody feels any different, let me know because, like I say, I want to make this everybody's group build. Let's see what else we got. Like I mentioned, they're running V8 flatheads. Okay, let me throw this at you too, because a lot of guys are thinking, man, where am I going to get a race engine? You get them. I mean, they're in different kits. 54 and older, there's engines out there. You just got to modify them a little bit. Use your imagination, make your own headers. You could make your own manifold and run 2 carbs. For grins and giggles, Iceman, he's got a bunch of resin. I'll allow resin engines and trannies. Okay, that's just the bodies. It's got to be styrene. So Iceman's got a lot of resin engines. Platinum Scale, I think he's down in Australia. I'm not sure. He's got a bunch of resin stuff. Juan for You's got a bunch of cool stuff too. So there's engines out there if you want to buy them or use the ones in your kits. Really, all I want to do is get everybody's junk pile and go through it, rummage through it, find out what you got, something that will work. I'm all for it. So nothing has to be fancy. They're saying, like I say, on the paint schemes, just make it look period correct. No sponsorship at all. Period. But if you want contingency stickers, I have no problem with that. But no sponsorship from Sunoco, no sponsorship from whatever. I have no problem with contingency stickers though. That's not a big deal for me. It is kind of for them. They're kind of they don't really want it, but I think if you didn't load it up, with a bunch of them, you'd be all right. I think it looks good. So, and let me do this is another reason I'm throwing it out there for help. They have a bike motorcycle section too. I want to open it up to those guys, but I know nothing about bikes, guys. Well, I grew up on dirt bikes and stuff, but this old stuff and model kit bikes, I know zero. So if one of you guys are into bikes and you want to build a period correct bike, 1940 and older, I'm all for it. I dig it. That's cool. But let me know. Take a look at their website. And what I did was I just typed in gentleman's race. I'm sorry. What do they call it? The gentleman's race, yeah. And I put in gentleman's race rules because I wanted to look at their rules. So that's what I'm thinking, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, right? And I'll cut this in stone here soon, and we'll go from there. So I think that's it. That's all I got. If I have anything else, I'll give you an update, a little short update. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. I really do. Hopefully, we can get this thing rolling. I'd like to have this thing started, like say, on my birthday, and I might run it for like 2 months, 2.5 months, something like that, and end of May, maybe. I don't know. All right, talk at you later. Bye.